Krishna, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya, Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Name. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Kacharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desatarine. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखम करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणे हरे कृष्ण. So today we'll see verse number 28 of chapter 10 of Vibhuti Yoga. So Krishna explaining about his principal vibhutis so that we can connect with him, or we can, that's it, that's his connection is called yoga. So let us see this verse. Ayudhanam aham vajram.
Ayudhanam aham vajram.
Dhenunam asmi kamaduk.
Dhenunam asmi kamaduk.
Prajanaschasmi kandarpa.
Prajanaschasmi kandarpa.
Sarpanamasmi vasuki.
Sarpanam asmi vashukiha.
Ayudhanam aham vajram.
Ayudhanam aham vajram.
Dhenunam asmi kamaduk.
Dhenunam asmi kamaduk.
Prajanaschasmi kandarpa.
Prajanaschasmi kandarpaha.
Asmi vasuki.
Sarpanam asmi vashukiha.
Please chant.
Ayudhanam aham vajram. Dhenunam asmi kamaduk. Prajanaschasmi kandarpaha. Sarpanam asmi vashukiha.
आयुधानाम् अहं वज्रं देहुनम् अस्मि कामधुक् प्रजानश्चास्मि कन्दर्प सर्पणम् अस्मि वासुकी.
Thank you. So translation and purport. Of weapons I am the thunderbolt. Among the cows I am Surbi. Of causes of procreation I am Kandarpa, the god of love. Of serpents I am Vasuki. Purport. The thunderbolt indeed is a mighty weapon, represents Krishna's power. In Krishna Loka, in the spiritual sky, there are cows which can be milked at any time, and they give as much milk as one likes. Of course, such cows do not exist in this material world, but there is mention of them in Krishna Loka. The Lord keeps many of such cows, which are called Surbi. It is stated that Lord is engaged in herding the Surbi cows. Kandarpa is the sex desire for representing good souls. Therefore, Kandarpa is representation of Krishna. Sometimes sex is engaged in only for sense gratification. Such sex does not represent Krishna. But sex for generation of good children is called Kandarpa and represents Krishna. So Krishna here explains four vibhutis. So Vajra is the weapon used by Indra. And whenever Indra goes for fighting, he uses this verse, this weapon, Vajram. And it is the called thunderbolt, or it is the most powerful weapon used by the Devatas. And it has power of like in the Bhagavatam, we know that with the help of this Vajra weapon, Indra killed many asuras, powerful demons, and also he used this Vajra to flatten the earth. With the one blow of this Vajra, the big mountains with are smashed into small pieces of sand or So it's very powerful. And so in the weapons, Krishna says in this material world, I represent in thunderbolt. Uh, but when we see Hiranyakashipu, he was so powerful. Why Hiranyakashipu was not killed by this weapon? So when Indra tried to kill Hiranyakashipu with his thunderbolt, when he hit Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyakashipu didn't feel anything. Nothing, no scratch also on his body. That's why Hiranyakashipu was such a powerful demon that Supreme Lord had to appear to kill him. So these weapons, although because they are material, Hiranyakashipu had more powerful benedictions from Brahma, so that Vajra also became less. Vajra's power also cannot finish him. So Supreme Lord has to do it. So Dhenunam Asmi Kamanuk. So Surbhi cow, Srila Prabhupada mentions this cow which can give any amount of milk anytime. There is no limit. So these are the Surbhi cows. So when Indra offended the Brajavasis in the pastime of Govardhan Lila, after to pacify Krishna, when Indra understood that he had made a lot of big mistake, so what to do to pacify Krishna? Because Krishna was angry not because he created trouble for him. Krishna was angry because Indra tried to kill his devotees by pouring the water and rain. He tried to kill the Brajavasis, who are his devotees. He tried to kill the cows of Vrindavan. So Indra understood this big mistake. So to satisfy Krishna, what Indra did? Indra brought Surbhi cow with him, and Indra requested Surbhi cow to go in front to Krishna, and behind the cow, Indra went. So as soon as Krishna saw the cow, his anger was gone, and then Indra came and he begged forgiveness, and then Indra did the Abhishek of Krishna with the milk from the Surbhi cow. So there is the Surbhi Kunj in Govardhan Hill where this Abhishek was done. So that's why in cows, Krishna represents the Surbhi. How it represents the opulence of the Surbhi cow, of giving unlimited milk at any time. That is the opulence. Prajanam Chasmi Kandarpa. So when the man and woman unite to have good children who can be Krishna conscious. So that desire or that lust is called, it represents Krishna. So it should be a dharma. The marriage should be that particular marriage of those man and woman should be as per the Shastra, as per the dharma. And then if they procreate children, then that engagement to invoke the good soul is Krishna's representation. Ordinary sex will not be Krishna because the lust is to satisfy senses. But so we can see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, with this example, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave names to the children of the devotees, and he was very happy that you have children and make them Krishna conscious. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also involved in this activity of giving names to children. Sarpanamosni Vasuki. So Vasuki is the snake which was used as the rope in the Samudra Manthan. When the Meru mountain became the rod, Vasuki was the rope. On one side the demons, on one side the devtas, and the churning was done. So Vasuki was so powerful that though the big demons and all the demigods and the Meru mountain, such a big setup, in which the churning was done, and because this Vasuki serpent was the rope, he was around the Meru, and both the sides were pulling, right? But still, Vasuki was such a powerful snake that he didn't feel any pain of the or scratches, anything. It's mentioned that Vasuki was sleeping when this churning of ocean was going on. So he was such a powerful snake that it doesn't, it means this Samudra Manthan didn't bother him in any way. So that if we, when we hear this, that oh, this is serpent became the rope, but he didn't feel any pain. Similarly, when the tortoise came, right, on which the Meru mountain was kept, then the tortoise also didn't feel any pain. It was just like a scratch. So such was the huge size of the tortoise, the huge size of the serpent. So actually we cannot imagine. It's very difficult for our material mind to imagine all these things. But so that's why this Samudra Manthan itself is a pastime which is very surprising for all of us, because it's beyond our perception of our mind. We cannot imagine how the ocean churning of the ocean can be done completely. So, and who were involved in that churning, all the activities, and Srimad Bhagavatam 8th canto, it's very wonderfully explained how this churning was done, and who became the rod. It's very nice explanation is given, and when we read those chapters and verses, we become so much surprised, and that is where we understand that some things we cannot imagine with our mind, but then we have to just enjoy, or we have to just feel how this churning of ocean was done. So wonderful thing, from which this Uchishrava and Airava and this so many things came up. So Vasuki was the rope, and so Krishna says, I represent Vasuki. So we see wherever there are the very critical activities, or the activities which define the course of the time or the situation, that opulence actually is Krishna. So without rope, churning cannot be done. So Vasuki became the rope, that is Krishna. So like this, Krishna is trying to tell us about his different opulences in different pastimes. So whenever we read these pastimes, even if there is no directly mention of Krishna, we can connect with Krishna by remembering these verses from Bhagavad Gita. So we'll see more opulences that Krishna explains to Arjuna and all of us in the next few verses. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So any comments from anyone? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Thank you.